name is Buffy. You are?
Madison Hensley.
Nice to meet you, Madison. Do you like to go by Madison or Maddie?
Madison, Maddie, whatever rolls off the tongue. I don't care.
Okay. Did you have any trouble finding the place?
You were like located in this weird like cul-de-sac shopping center. Like it was not easy. But no, I found it. It's alright though.
Yeah, it is a little difficult, but sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you do, Maddie?
Alrighty, well, I'm in school right now. I go to Ivy Tech. Should be done soonish. I like to play video games if I'm not working. I work at I'm a server, so I'm on my feet a lot, always walking around. I like having that job because it, keeps me on my feet, exercising or whatnot. I like to make sure that I'm hitting my my exercise goal all day, so it's really, that job's good for that. Did I say I play video games?
Yeah.
But yeah.
What are you going to school at Ivy for?
I'm going, it's like pre-med. I know, like,
Okay.
you got like 8 years to be a doctor or whatnot, so I'm just getting those first two years out of the way.
Good. And where do you work?
It's called Prime 47. It's a fancy steakhouse downtown.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, people like to compare it to St. Elmo's, but we are way better than St. Elmo's. They just have the history. I haven't really tried our food because it has tons like steak and potatoes, like carbs galore. Like there's no way. But I heard the food's good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, great. So what brings you in today?
I really am not sure. It was my mom. I know I'm like 25 and whatever, but my mom had been worried about me for something, and she suggested that I go to therapy or whatever, talk to someone about something. And she said if I didn't, then she'd cut me off. She's like a big supporter for me financially for school. I have a job and everything, but she like threatened to stop paying for school if I didn't come here. So I'm just here to kill time, to just say I did it, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right. Well, this is the way the session's going to go. We're going to spend about 30 minutes or 40 minutes just, talking and getting to know each other. And then we're going to take a little break.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to separate for a few minutes, and I'm going to call you back in. And while you're out, you can just, roam the lobby, grab a coffee, whatever. Just take a few minutes to just kind of reflect on what we talked about, and I will do the same. I'm going to just sort of formulate some feedback for you and possibly our strategy for our next session, and just kind of let you know what to look forward to in the future.
You got water down there? Because I'm not a big anything else besides water fan, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, there's water down
cool.
there. Yeah, water, snacks, all of those things. So.
I'll pass on the snacks, but
Okay.
Yeah, anyway.
Okay. So, you said your mom sent you.
Yeah.
What kind of concern does your mom have for you?
So I might be a tad underweight, and I had been over at her house, and we were just standing around the kitchen chit-chatting, and all of a sudden, like, my vision got blurred a little bit, and I just passed out.
Oh.
And my mom thinks that it has something to do with, I don't like to eat, I work out a lot, so when that episode happened, I kind of just, she said, all right, you need to get it together or no more money. And it's like, I don't know what you mean, but, I like the money, so I'll go to someone and talk to you, whatever you think we need to talk about.
I see. So she won't financially support you unless you went in and...
Yeah, exactly. So, it's caused her some stress, and my friends seemed a little stressed out about this weight issue, but I don't I don't understand. Like, they're always getting on me and always, like, irritating me with their little opinions about my health and blah, blah, blah. That's whatever.
Do you see yourself as having a weight issue?
Not really. I mean, like, no, and basically no. I think everything's good. I mean, not good. Like, it could be better. Like, as in, like, I could be, like, down a couple more pounds. That's the goal right now. I don't, yeah.
So you don't see any issue with being too thin, though?
No, of course not. I'm not thin enough. I don't know what everybody's talking about. It's nuts.
Okay. What about your eating habits? What are those like?
Okay, I guess when I do eat, I get my little food scale out just to make sure I'm, like, counting all those micros and macros and whatever O's they're called, but I lay out my food and I try to stick to between 300 and 400 calories, and then after I eat whatever, like maybe a few crackers here, maybe a couple of grapes there, just whatever has the least amount of carbs and sugar, and then after that to the gym. If I'm not at work, if I'm not at school, if I'm not studying, I'm at the gym. So yeah.
How often would you say that you are at the gym?
Every day. Yeah, every day.
Okay.
I don't sleep much, so when I'm not sleeping, that helps because I get those hours back.
And how many hours would you say you spend at the gym every day?
2 to 3, maybe 4. Maybe 4 if I'm not feeling lightheaded. I get sometimes at the end of my session, I get a little lightheaded, but nothing crazy. Just I've only passed out like a handful of times, and then of course my mom just happened to see one of them, and she's freaking out. So
you passed out more than just the time with your mother?
Yes, yeah. I don't want her to know that, so I try to keep everything to myself, and I try to keep my habits secret. But like I said, my friends and my parents and my significant others just stressing me out. This causing me all this annoyances because they think I have a problem, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, what about back to your eating? You said you use a scale and you keep your calories low. How many times per day would you say you eat? Do you go long
Maybe
periods
once.
of time?
Yeah. So I do try to just to like make my mom happy. Eat once 24 hours. Once every 24 hours. It's not every time, but I know that like I do get that there is a problem, but mostly because, you know, my friends and my parents, my significant other think there's a problem. So I'd like to see things better, but I don't know.
Okay.
It's just not that big of a deal enough for me to change. I mean, it is, but it isn't. I don't know. I'm kind of like wishy-washy about everything.
So would you say are you hungry? Are you wanting to eat and you're just not allowing yourself to eat? Or
I think my brain doesn't want to eat, but my body's like, yes, if that makes sense. So, I don't know, like, I don't know.
Okay. So
I'm just tired, like, I'm not as concerned about the not eating stuff and, like, the supposed body issue and whatever. I'm more concerned about everybody just being stressed out all the time. I just want everyone to leave me alone, and they're always just checking up on me, making sure I'm eating something, drinking some water. Sometimes I get the text, are you alive? Because blah, blah, blah. Not to be dramatic, but like sometimes I get those texts. So that's what seems to be my issue. Now that I'm here, that is I'm just tired of being stressed out
Yeah.
by them.
So, okay. And do you think that there is any cause for their concern? Do you see how they might be concerned for you?
Yeah, I guess if I really think about it, I can kind of see why they would be concerned, I guess. Because it looks scary when I'm not eating. I can see that, yeah.
And do you ever do any kind of purging or anything like that? Are you doing any vomiting after you eat or anything
Oh,
like
no,
that?
no. I don't even eat enough to be able to do that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, my body digests it quickly enough. You know, I've tried before, but it's just a lot of dry heaving and pain, so, you know, I try to not do that. I mean, if like, for example, on Thanksgiving, I decided to give this food thing another chance because it's Thanksgiving, everyone's around. I think it'd make everybody, my family, happy to see me eating. So I ate a plate of food, and then after that, I felt so guilty that yes, I threw up once, but I wouldn't say that. I can honestly say I haven't done it since.
Was that the first time you've done it?
I mean, as a kid, like, before I figured out that instead of... Okay, so first off, no, it was not the first time. But when I figured out as a child that it is much easier to not eat in the first place than it is to eat a lot and eat a normal amount than to throw it up, if that makes sense. Kind of like one of those preventative is easier than reacting, I guess.
Okay. So, other than this time on Thanksgiving, when was the last time prior to that you have thrown up after eating?
It had been a long time, so maybe I think it was 8th or 9th grade when I think I saw something on TV or online, something about, well, just eat less and, you know, that's all you gotta do. And then I was like, yeah, because, like, throwing up technically sucks, like, that, it hurts and I didn't like it. So I was like, screw that throwing up stuff, I'm just gonna not eat.
Okay. So it's been years since your last occurrence?
Yeah.
Okay. What about any other physical issues that you have going on? You mentioned you're having trouble sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
What is that like? How are your sleep patterns?
I wake up, like, just my stomach is just grumbling and stuff like that, so I can't sleep because I'm technically hungry, and then I wake up in the middle of the night after I had fallen asleep because my body says I'm hungry. Like, I don't think I'm hungry, I don't want to eat, and yeah, it just all comes down to this. It just stresses me out, and I'm tired of having these days where I am low energy and I have no motivation to do anything, and then I'm tired of having my family and my friends on my back, and I just, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, are you having trouble sleeping every night?
No, well, yeah. If we're being honest, yes, it is most nights, considering I do not want to eat, so it's just like all intertwined. Like, because I don't want to eat, it stresses my family out, so it stresses me out, and then I'm can't fall asleep and waking up in the middle of the night because my body is telling me I'm hungry, or I'm just freaking out because they're freaking out. If that makes sense. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Basically, I think what you're saying is that you're just feeling overwhelmed by the pressure from everyone, and maybe the fact that you're physically, you do need to eat, and you're having that struggle because mentally you don't feel like you should. or can. Where are you with that? Is it a feeling of you shouldn't, you don't want to, you feel you need to be in control of that situation? What would you say?
It all like stems from when I was like had gotten bullied as a kid, because I was like going through puberty, typical chubby, I guess you could say, and like I had one too many girls in my class point it out. So that's where it started from, and now it just turned into like, this is me now, I can't stop, and I don't know if I want to stop, because like I feel like I don't want to return to that kind of body type. I don't want any ridicule, and I don't know, I just feel like I'm not where I'm at, where I want to be. I need to lose a little bit more weight, and maybe then, I don't know, maybe. But once I lose it, I gotta maintain it, so I don't know.
Okay. That all makes sense. I can understand, why you've come to this point. But let's look forward and just talk about something hypothetical, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just bear with me and just suspend your disbelief for a few minutes here. And it's kind of a strange question, but just think about something. Suppose that while you're sleeping tonight and the entire house is quiet, a miracle happens. The miracle is that this problem that you're having here is completely solved. However, because you were asleep, you don't know that the miracle has happened. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, what is it that will be different, that will tell you, that will let you know that the miracle has happened and the problem that you brought here is solved? So what will be the indicator? Just say, for instance, that miracle has happened. You wake up, things are different. How would you know that that problem was gone? What would be an indicator?
So if everything was just like perfect, and this crazy thing that happened, my friends would probably be happier. If I would be, I'd be happier, I guess. I would not be so worried about my body and how it looks. I'd have the body I want, or the body I would be comfortable with, happy with, content with, even.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you would be happy with your body.
Yep.
You would not be worried about trying to change it constantly.
Yeah, I wouldn't have to like weigh my food. I could just eat freely and comfortably, and finally eat things that taste good again.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think people around me would be happier, probably.
Okay. And in what ways would they be happier? What would they be happier about?
They wouldn't be worried about me, they're usually worried about me, like, either passing out or being malnourished, and sometimes they're worried about me dying in general, because that's how little food I eat. So they would be less stressed, including my mom, my significant other. Like, it would just be
Okay. And how would you be happier? Aside from just being happy and content with your body, what other kind of, in what ways are you unhappy now, but on this miracle day, you would be happy? What things would you be happy about?
I'd be happy that I wouldn't have to, be so, focused on my intake of calories, and I wouldn't feel like I need to head straight to the gym, or if I somehow ate too much, I wouldn't have to worry about finding a place to throw up privately. And yeah, that would be nice. If I wouldn't have to worry about those things, that would be really nice.
Okay. Okay. So, assuming that this miracle occurred,
Yeah.
just still hypothetically, how would others be able to tell that it had happened for you? What would they notice about you, like, right away?
They'd probably see me, like, having fun, enjoying things, and not being so stressed. They would see that I can be fun. I used to be fun. And they'd probably see me enjoy old activities that I liked as a kid, and they just would see that it would be just, I would be happy. They would definitely see that. They would see that I would be happy and having a good time and wanting to be a part of everyday life, because I wouldn't be so worried about my weight and stuff like that.
Okay. In what ways do you feel like you're not a part of everyday life now at this?
Well, like, they all get to do, like, they go on canoeing trips, and sometimes I might go hiking, and I can't get involved in that, because after my daily workout and not eating enough, I just can't keep up. I mean, I tried once, but I haven't been able to go since, because I just physically can't do it, and I miss that, I think they're just having fun, and I don't really get to do that.
Yeah. How do you think that your family and your friends would feel if you could take part in those activities with them? I'm thinking it would make them happier, but what other kinds of things do you think they would feel?
I think they'd be pumped. I think they would be really excited to see that I get to be a part of these things and make memories with them, because I don't do that, and I think they would like to see me involved. I see on like social media all the time that they're just posting pictures together and just doing cool stuff, and all I can do is just sit there and double tap the screen and like it, show that I still care about them, and that I wish I could be a part of it, but I just have a part of so big in my life that it's just hard to let go.
Yeah, I understand. I do. It's probably scary for you.
Yeah, it is. Like, I mean, and I don't know if you've heard the phrase FOMO, fear of missing out, and like, I have fear of missing out all the time, and it all has to do with what I deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, so basically you're saying on this miracle day, you wouldn't have to miss out on those things that you regret missing out on, you'd like to be a part of. So that would probably be one of the main things that you would like to change, if you were able to. So on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being super motivated to make changes in your health and your eating habits, and 0 being not at all, and it's okay if 0 is the answer. I just want you to answer as honestly as you can. How motivated would you say you are to take steps in the direction of making a change?
It's hard to put a number on it, because I'm just back and forth. So I mean, after I saying that, I guess you could say I'm a strong 4 or 5. 4 or 5, and being motivated. Not saying that it's gonna happen,
right?
But I can see where I might find it to change. So I'd say 4 or 5. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, thinking about that miracle day where you didn't have any of these issues kind of holding you back, and you being able to participate, that kind of makes you feel motivated, I would think. You see a glimpse of that day, and that would make you feel, I think, like you would probably want to at least take some steps to make a change. So in the last several weeks, or even just in recent times, have there been any times when the issues that you're having did not happen or were less severe? Maybe your life looked a little more like that miracle day than your typical everyday.
Oh, well, yeah. There was this time a couple weeks ago, actually. I was at lunch. I wasn't like really eating, but I was at lunch with some friends. I showed up, and they didn't force me, but they were like, dude, you should eat this. It's really, not only is it really good, but like you haven't eaten in a couple days. Like, we really want you to come canoeing with us after this, and you just gotta eat something to be able to do it. I'm like, all right, fine. So I ate chicken Alfredo, which is a big no for me. So I did it because they were like, you got a carbo load, whatever that means. So I eat it, and then the whole time though, on the way to the river, we were driving there, I wanted to just pull over and throw it up, but I didn't. I was like, it's not gonna kill me to eat this. It's fine. And then my friends and I, we get in the canoe. They have some beer, which, once again, although like beer is not my thing because it's just so many carbs. So I have a couple beers and I'm feeling good, and we're having a great time. We're going down. We're like rolling. We capsized once, which was just funny. Like, it wasn't scary or anything. It was funny. It was fun, and we were posting pictures on Instagram and Facebook and stuff, and it's just really neat to have like those pictures on my phone of us like having a good time. But that was the first time in a long time, and I don't know if it's gonna happen again anytime soon, because the initial feeling of eating all that food sucked, but hanging out with them after that felt really good.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun day. That sounds very close to that miracle day that you talked about. Was there anything different about that day for you, for just in your regular everyday routine? Did you do anything differently? Did you have any different experiences that may have triggered you to feel like you didn't need to?
Besides like eating being the biggest thing that was different, eating a decent amount of food, it just felt good that day. Like, that day, instead of being worried about working that food off and stuff, I was just worried about losing all of the beer in the river and stuff like that. Like, that was a much easier and more fun worry, like, if that makes sense. It was just that day I just wasn't stressed. Like, every other day of my life, I wasn't stressed about passing out. I wasn't stressed about my friends being worried. I wasn't stressed about my mom being worried. It just felt good. It was just a good day.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I've got a lot of information, and I think we're gonna take that break now, and I'm just gonna kind of look over everything and just reflect, and I will bring you back here in about 10 minutes.
10 minutes? You got water downstairs, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Thank you. Come in.
So it turns out you do not have bottled water down there.
Oh, sorry about that.
It's fine. I ended up having a coffee. There's like less than 60 calories per cup anyway, so that's alright.
Good. Coffee's good for you.
I guess so.
In moderation. Well, I went over my notes and I've just been doing some reflecting and thinking about you and everything that's going on with you. And first, I just want to compliment you for coming here at all. I realized that you didn't want to. I realized that it was difficult navigating your way to get physically to the building. And I understand that it's probably a little bit uncomfortable for you, and so it was very brave of you to come here, and you know, you're really a good daughter for doing that too, because you know that your mother is concerned about you, and this would at least appease her, and so that will give her a little bit of peace of mind that you came in. Sounds like you're a good friend. Sounds like you're a fun friend. And you know, you're a student and you're a hard worker and you have a lot going on, and so I just want to recognize those things about you. So those are all good things about you, and just because you have this thing going on, that doesn't take that away from you. So you know, we haven't exactly figured out what's going on with you or how to solve it, but we want to continue to work together and just make suggestions and things for you to hopefully give you the tools that you need to be able to have that miracle day and do those things like you have enjoyed doing with your friends. And so I am going to suggest the following to you. I definitely think that you need to journal every day your feelings and how your day went, and
good and bad days, or
I would say anything that sticks out to you. Definitely how your day is, and you can even use the scaling model as the scale of 0 to 10, and you can assign a number to each day if you like to too, if that helps you. And also, if you're comfortable with it, you know, I think that you should probably notate whether or not you are keeping food down and things like that. So if you're comfortable with that, I think that would help you to see how often you're doing that, because I think there's a little bit of a skewed perception of how often you truly are vomiting after meals and things like that. And we know that those things are not healthy for you, and in order for you to be able to have those fun days and do those things, you do need to fuel your body with food. You've said it several times that you know, if you're too worn out or possibly going to pass out, you're too fatigued from not eating enough, that you're unable to participate in those activities that you love, those activities that are really the pinnacle of your miracle day.
Yeah.
So my next thing I would say is that I want you to think of what would be a realistic amount of time to say yes to those outings with your friends. So you don't have to say yes every time, but clearly you want to be a part of that. That clearly makes you feel happy and enriched to be a part of that time, communing with your friends and doing those activities. But you also realize that you can't really realistically do those things without having eaten anything.
That's
so
true.
How often in your mind would be a realistic starting point? Would you say you could promise to say yes to one of these kind of outings like you had recently, like with the canoeing, once a month or once a week? What would be a realistic time frame for you?
If we're doing realistic, I would shoot for like once a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good starting point.
As scary as it sounds, I think I can do that.
Okay. I mean, you can see the benefits. It's just once a month.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not asking you to just stop everything you're doing and turn around and go in another direction. I'm just saying, take one day out a month and have fun with your friends and know that you're going to have to probably eat something in order to do that. But the payoff is that you get that time bonding with your friends and having that community with your friends group.
Right.
And then, let's see. Yeah, I would say that's about it. Did you have any questions for me?
No, I don't think so. I think we're good. Nope. I think those, you know, you having me do those things are realistic. You know, I can, if anything, just jot down what, how my days have been going and stuff like that. And I'm going to commit to one day of hanging out with them like we did last time. Like, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, just, you know, keep that in your journal too, so that you know, and we can kind of look over that. You don't have to show it to me necessarily when you come in, but you can kind of give me a flyover view of just, you know, how all that went and whether or not, you know, you were able to eat, whether or not you had fun that day. And then we'll just kind of review it in our next session. Do you have any upcoming vacations or anything that would cause you to miss your next session?
No, I don't really, no.
So you're available for next week then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right, so then we'll see you next week. And we actually do validate parking. So
that's nice.
Just go ahead and see.
That's
the
real
receptionist.
convenient.
Yeah.
I heard some places don't do that.
I know.
So thank you so much.
We love to.